My name is Haruki Nakamura. I was 18 when I died in Tokyo. I was reincarnated in another galaxy, where I became the son of an Exarch. Now I am Guillaume Afetian, and this is my story. Athanase, the sixth prince of Tregone, carried out his duties with unwavering seriousness. He expected the same rigor from me, and I gladly rose to the occasion. We were a solid team. Together we kept the state running. Together we kept the gears of power turning. One of my many missions led me far north, to the continental region known as the Vidomnie of Vataillon-Cetre. An austere land, heavily forested, harsh in climate, yet blessed with extraordinary timber resources. Pines, highland sequoias, and fast-growing oaks blanketed the mountain ranges like a frozen ocean. The region's economy revolved entirely around this natural wealth. Trees felled in the heights were floated downstream to sawmills below. A natural river network, perfected by clever engineers, made it possible to transport the logs without a single motorized vehicle. It was elegant, ancient, precise, and remarkably efficient. Upstream from the regional capital, the forest river suddenly widened into a massive basin, Lake Vataillon-Cetre, a glacial lake, carved by erosion from a distant, poorly dated age. Its jagged shores branched off in every direction, and its sheer scale was mind-bending. Visible from orbit, it rivaled the Caspian Sea in size. But unlike the Caspian, it held only fresh water, a vast, living, ancient reservoir. The river flowing out from its southern pass carried more water per second than Earth's Amazon. Its waters nourished the southern plains with powerful, life-giving currents. I lingered long on its shores. Something about it drew me in, something I couldn't quite name. To the locals, there was no doubt. This lake, they said, was the original lake, the Lake of Awakening. According to a legend known across the galaxy of Tregone, our ancestors did not emerge from a slow evolutionary process. No, they awakened. 200,000 individuals, all adults, all lucid, all without memories, suddenly gathered one morning on the shore of an immense lake. There, guided by a visionary man, the ancestor and founder of House Giuseppe, they formed tribes and dispersed across the galaxy, by couples or in clusters, settling the habitable systems. Thus began the story. No childhood, no past, just a collective awakening. As children, my sisters and I heard this tale from our nurses, told by firelight that flickered up toward the rafters. I remember their hushed voices, the way they said awakening with near religious reverence. But most of all, I remember my father's eyes every time the story came up. It wasn't skepticism, not even irritation. It was a tense, almost painful silence. The silence of a man who knows, but cannot speak. A man who has been told to stay quiet. Back then, I didn't think much of it. But that day, standing by the lake, arms crossed against the northern wind, the memory returned with blinding clarity. This place, this story, what if it wasn't just a myth? Doubt crept in. And it only grew stronger after a routine conversation with the provost about county archives. I had asked a simple question, or so I thought, about the maintenance of a northern citadel. I received a vague answer, then another, then a third. So I checked the archives myself. I searched the databanks. I requested printed ledgers, and I discovered that nothing, absolutely nothing, dated back more than 25 years. No land records, no birth registries, no court rulings from earlier days, no political decisions, no scientific research, no maps. It was as if the world had begun 25 years ago, as if everything before that had been erased or invented. I was shaken enough to bring it up with my father during a working dinner. I expected a laugh, a scolding, a lecture, but he looked at me for a long time, and then he spoke. Not for long, not in detail, but what he said, what he implied, what he let me understand, shattered everything I thought I knew. The kingdom, its past. Come with me and step into a galactic realm where archives may lie, where origins slip through your fingers and where a father's silence speaks louder than 1,000 stories. Alongside taciturn princes and sharp-minded advisors, walk the misty paths of power, where legends may be nothing more than memories in disguise. The Shadow of the Princes, Chronicles of the Red Kings, Tome 1. Available now on Amazon and Kindle ebook for readers who love subtle intrigue, buried revelations, and immersive world-building. The past is a veil. Will you dare lift it? Like, follow, comment, and share if you're ready to dive deeper.